Hello everyone, welcome back to Nomo Studio. So in this video ay pagpapatuloy lamang po natin yung ating nasimulan about sa subject-verb agreement rules. By the way, kung hindi nyo pa po napanood ang part 1 ng video na ito, you can check the description box below for the link of the video. So ngayon, simulan na po natin. So let's have our first rule. If we have a subject which is separated from the verb by these expressions, it does not change its number. So tingnan po natin ang mga halimbawa na ito para mas maintindihan po natin.
The team, along with their coach, is preparing for the upcoming championship. So ito po yung subject natin sa sentence na ito. At ito po ay isang singular collective noun. Kapag meron po tayong singular subject, of course, kailangan natin ng singular verb. So itong along with their coach, ito po ay isang prepositional phrase at hindi po ito nakakaapekto sa number ng ating subject. So kumbaga, this phrase does not affect the singularity or plurality of our subject. Since our subject is a singular collective noun, kaya gumamit tayo ng is instead of are. So ang kinakailangan lamang po is pakatandaan ang mga expressions na ito. If ito yung nagsiseparate sa ating subject and verb, then this phrase or these expressions does not affect the singularity or plurality of our subject. So now, let's proceed with our second example. The book, as well as the accompanying illustrations, was carefully reviewed by the editor. So, in this sentence, ito po yung ating subject, which is singular. At itong phrase na ito, as well as the accompanying illustrations, is an additional element or ito lamang po ay nagbibigay ng additional information and it does not affect or change the number of our subject and is therefore we need a singular verb kasi nga yung ating subject is a singular noun. So para mag-agree sila, kailangan natin ng singular verb was. Hindi tayo gumamit ng were. So, if it happens, sabihin nating books ito. So, ito ay magiging plural na. So, kapag plural na yung ating subject, tsaka pa lang tayo gagamit dito ng were instead of was.
So I hope it makes sense. And now let's proceed with rule number 2. The number of a subject is not changed by a phrase following the subject. So let's take a look at these examples.
The number of students attending the seminar has increased significantly. So, itong sentence na ito, it demonstrates correct subject-verb agreement. This is our subject, which is treated as a singular entity, and is therefore we need a singular verb, has, instead of have. So, ang nais lamang pong ipabatid ng rule na ito, na yung mga prepositional phrases or yung mga phrase kasunod ng ating subject does not change or does not affect the singularity of our subject, which is the number. So example, the number of students, the number of participants, the number of managers. So itong mga prepositional phrases na ito, hindi nila maaring maapektuhan yung singularity ng ating subject. At dito po sa ating second example, the percentage of participants completing the program is noteworthy. So gumamit tayo ng is instead of are. Kasi nga yung ating subject is singular, so of course we need a singular verb.
So now punta na po tayo sa ating third rule. When the subject follows the verb, as in sentences beginning with there and here, determine the number of the subjects and make the verb agree with the verb agree with it. So now, let's take a look at our first example.
There are many challenges in the field of education. So meron po tayong plural subject, so we need a plural verb. Another example. Here comes Jerome from the robotics club. So this is our subject, which is singular. And this is our verb, which is also singular. Again, kapag yung singular verb, kinakailangan may s or es. Pero mas maganda po sana kung mapanood nyo muna ang part 1 ng video na ito para magkaroon na kayo ng idea kung ano ba ang difference ng singular verb and plural verb.
So sige, next rule na po tayo. the expression there is should be followed by a singular subject noun and the expression there are should be followed by a plural subject noun.
In these two examples, observe niyo po, nagagamit tayo ng there is kapag singular yung subject at there are naman kapag plural na yung subject. By the way, if you want to have a PDF copy, just check the description box below.
So, sige, next rule na po tayo. So, kapag ang isang sentence naman po ay nagsisimula sa it, kinakailangan yung verb niya is may S or ES. In short, a singular it must take a singular verb. Kasi po yung it is a third person singular, which means nangangailangan ng singular verb as well. So, tingnan niyo po yung mga halimbawa na ito.
It requires careful planning to execute the project successfully. So dito gumamit tayo ng requires instead of require kasi yung ating subject is a singular pronoun. So we need a singular verb as well. Same with our second example. It passes through the city on its way to the mountains. So passes, hindi tayo pwedeng gumamit ng pass. It pass. Mali po yon. Kailangan it passes. May S or ES sa ating verb.
Kung hindi nyo pa po na-install yung ating mobile application which is downloadable sa Google Play Store, just search Nomo app. Ito po ay naglalaman ng PDF reviewers, mock examinations, practice tests, and weekly quiz. So now let's continue. Our next rule is, if we have a collective noun as a subject, so kapag sinabing collective noun, ito po ay pwedeng singular, pwedeng plural. So tingnan po natin ang mga halimbawa na ito for us to learn further.
The family has decided to spend their vacation in the mountains. So in this sentence, ito po yung subject, which is a collective noun. Tandaan nyo po na in American English, collective nouns are usually treated as a singular entity. So of course, we need a singular verb. The family has decided. Hindi tayo pwedeng magsabi na the family have decided. So kinakailangan singular noun, singular verb. Next, the audience was captivated by the performers on stage. So dito sa sentence, ito po yung ating subject at ito po yung verb. So of course, we need a singular verb kasi nga yung collective noun dito is a singular entity. So tandaan nyo lang po na kapag American English, usually kapag collective noun, yan po ay treated as singular. Pero kapag British na, it is treated as a plural.
So now let's proceed with our next rule. So kapag meron po tayong expression na a number, kinakailangan po niya ng base form of the verb. Pero kapag tayo naman po ay may expression na the number, kinakailangan niya ng S or ES form of the verb.
Example, a number of students have expressed interest in joining the science club. So dito sa sentence na ito, gumamit tayo ng have instead of has. Kasi nga, a number. So kailangan niya ng base form verb. So tandaan nyo lang po na kapag sinasabing base form, yan po ay plural form of the verb. Next example, the number of participants in the workshop has increased significantly. So dito, gumamit na tayo ng has instead of have kasi nga the number. So it should take the S or ES form verb. So tandaan nyo lang po na kapag sinasabing S or ES form, yan po ay singular form of the verb.
Paano naman po kapag ganito? One of the plus plural noun. So kinakailangan niya ng S or ES form of the verb. So let's say for example,
one of the employees attends regular training sessions. So dito sa sentence na ito, this is our subject, and this is a prepositional phrase which gives or adds an information about our subject. And again, our subject is singular, so kailangan natin ng singular verb. Ito po ay singular verb. Kapag may S or ES ang isang verb, yan po ay singular. Kapag walang S or ES ang isang verb, yan po ay plural form. Another example, one of the scientists contributes to groundbreaking research. So in this example, ito yung subject, Ito yung prepositional phrase na nagbibigay additional information about our subject. So yung subject natin is again singular, so we need a singular verb as well.
So next rule na po tayo. Kapag tayo po ay may subject na title of a story or title of a book, organization, or a country, kahit yan po ay plural in form, it should take a singular verb. Tingnan niyo po yung mga halimbawa na ito.
The United States is known for its diverse culture and landscapes. So ito yung subject, ito yung verb. Again, kapag yung subject natin is a title of a book, story, organization, or a country name, then it is considered singular. And of course, it needs a singular verb. Next example. The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes captivates readers with its intriguing mysteries. Ang subject po ng sentence natin is a title of a book. So kinakailangan natin ng singular verb. Ganun lang po kadali, kinakailangan lang sundin yung mga rules.
So let's have our last rule for this video. Expressions indicating an amount of money, time, or measurement, it should take a singular form verb, even when the form is plural. So tingnan po natin yung mga halimbawa na ito.
$10 is the cost of admission to the museum. 2 hours is the duration of the workshop. 5 kilometers is the distance of the race. So dito po sa ating 3 examples, gumamit tayo ng singular verbs. Kasi nga yung ating mga subjects express or indicate an amount of money, time, or measurement.
And that's all for this video and I hope you've learned something new today. And of course, kung bago ka pa lang po sa ating channel, huwag kalimutang mag-subscribe, like, and share this video to your friends. Hope to see you next time. Bye for now.